doesn't always have to be about the money or the immediate ROI. Welcome to B2B on Air. I'm your host, Joseph Lewin, and in today's episode, I'm going to talk about making friends. Now, this kind of builds on the episode that I did yesterday about breaking into new networks and breaking into new groups of friends. On this podcast, you're going to hear me talk a lot about how podcasts can help you drive pipeline and revenue, and that's true. For a lot of clients, that's the way they get their foot in the door. And if we're being fair, if you're in business, you ultimately have to have pipeline and revenue or you don't have a business. And so if you're doing podcasting and you're putting the effort into it and you never end up seeing a return come back, you're just not typically going to be able to sustain doing it for the long haul. It becomes expensive. It becomes a burden. And so figuring out how to make money from your podcast is really important. I'm prefacing all of this to say ROI is not the enemy, making money isn't the enemy, but it's also not the end all be all. We also need to be able to enjoy life and do things that are fun and bring meaning and value to our life. The best ROI that I've gotten from my podcast and the podcast that I run, it's not the deals that I've closed. It's not the money that I've made. It's the friendships with people that I've made. And some of those people and some of those friends have become clients. Most of them haven't. That's okay. It's okay that you're creating content and having guests on who don't end up turning into a client. And if you're focusing so much on how do I close this deal, then you missed out on some of the best opportunities where you meet new people who are going to enrich your life. People who share similar values, or, maybe I love traveling. I'm going to travel out west with my family coming up here soon. We're going to go to South Dakota. We're going to go to Wyoming, Idaho, the Tetons, Yellowstone, and then we're going to go do a dude ranch. It's going to be super awesome. And so when I have a podcast guest on and they also love traveling and we talk about it and they share about an upcoming trip and I share about a trip, there's a lot of value in that. And then maybe we end up meeting up somewhere when we're on our travels, or they share something that looks really amazing for a place to go to in my travels, and I end up going there. And that's enriching to my life. If you're going to do this whole podcasting thing, you're going to put in the effort. Yes, you need to figure out how you're going to make money, how you're going to monetize it. But don't forget all of the ROI that doesn't come through putting money in your pocket. I'd encourage you to slow down a little bit and even go back through some of your previous guests and re-engage them, not to try to close business, but to continue building those deep, life-enriching relationships that sometimes lead to deals. But if you nurture those relationships, they're definitely going to enrich your life for the long haul. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.